Bottom wrestling. The key to getting off bottom is holding position. You know, we call it a power position. Those of you who study our wrestling DVD system, you're familiar with that. We like to be a bulldog on bottom. Hips are low, shoulders are high, shoulders are broad, and we hold position. And you know, if you don't give up a cross wrist, your chances of getting off bottom, well, they're there. If you give up your wrist and the guy throws you on your left side of your face or your forehead, now it's a struggle. Sure, you know, we can pull the wrist up, fight the fingers. We never want them on a cross wrist. So we can do that, or we like to also punch, dig an elbow, and we fight the guy's grip with our large muscle groups, with our elbow dig, right? So there's techniques for getting out of a cross wrist, which is the most common position in high school and kids wrestling. But if you watch a college guys, they don't give up their arms very often. And if you do, it's usually off of a takedown or maybe a failed reversal attempt or a scramble. But no one just basically, you know, no one ever chops the arm to a body, or, you know, you're supposed to run. We call it a bulldozer ride. Uh, uh, no one even bulldozers or runs the body over the arm at the college level, and that's the reason they get to their feet. In high school and kids wrestling, I think we're so concerned with getting away that we just forget about our arms. We like to teach our guys, and this is a common theme if you've seen our other YouTube videos, and I would encourage you to subscribe, or obviously if you come to our wrestling camps or academy, or have our DVD series, you know, we kind of try to, our focus is wrestle smart and solid and score when you can. You know, you could even say 50% offense, 50% defense. Wrestling aggressive is good, but if your aggressive wrestling turns into wild wrestling, that's not good. So if I'm in track and I sprint the first lap, I ran aggressively, but I lost the race. Not because I'm not the best mile runner on the state tournament, but because I ran the race the wrong way. I ran aggressively, but also stupid. Wild. Same way in boxing or, you know, MMA. They don't run out there and start doing roundhouse kicks and throwing punches. They wrestle aggressive, but from a defensive stance. They're very cautious, and we use that word a lot. Wrestle very aggressive, but also cautious. All right. I had a buddy in college, Alan Freed. He was NCAA champion, four-time national champion in high school. He says, I wrestle very aggressive, but the whole time I'm thinking defense. And, you know, that's really clicked, especially over the years. So, same with bottom. Don't, you know, some of us teach move nonstop on bottom. I don't. It causes more harm than good. Sure, if you've got a kid that maybe, you know, rushed for 1,200 yards on the football field, yeah, he might be able to get away with it. You have a kid who's a junior in high school. He's wrestled since he's 5. His dad's a former college wrestler, works with him. Yeah, he might be able to get away with it. You get some freak, yeah, go ahead. But the other 99.9% of us, even the experienced wrestlers who maybe don't have that kind of athleticism, it gets you in trouble. And you start getting some freaks on top too. So you start moving too much, and now you're like, what happened? Well, sure, you won 2 state titles. You go to Virginia Beach, and you have a 2-time Pennsylvania state champ on top of you. You move too much, he's going to rip your head off. He's going to get his legs in. So I think the best thing to do on bottom is hold your position, and you know, you have your ways to getting up. There's about, I think, 13 stand-ups. I don't know. We cover 6 stand-ups in our Academy Elite Room and in our Dream Season Wrestling Camp. So there's a lot of stand-ups out there, but we try to narrow it down to what's going to work at the college level and just drill thousands, literally thousands of reps over the years. But you pick 1 or 2 of those best stand-ups, and or maybe you can do your shoulder roll, or step over the back leg. There's some scramble positions you can set up. Usually a switch gets you in trouble. We don't like a switch very often, only a select few guys, and that's beyond the scope of this. For the most part, if you're not getting away, it's probably because you're not holding your base. I tell our guys, you want to be a statue on bottom. When you're on bottom, this guy should feel like, man, I'm wrestling a piece of concrete here, you know? And we always wrestle against our opponent. On our feet, we can wrestle with them a little bit. You know, he pushes and circles left, and I might circle to my left and drop and score. You know, it's kind of a dance out there. As much as it is a fight, it's also a dance, and I got to feel what my opponent's doing, you know? And Bruce Lee has a cool clip somewhere. It's called "Being Like Water." You know, water goes with the flow and goes around the rocks and over stuff, and that's a wrestling style. You know, some people wrestle and they teach it a lot. You know, just move the guy and score and beat him up or impose your will on your opponent. And I think that's great for maybe 5% of us who are power wrestlers. But the other 95% of us are better off, you know, being a little bit more like water and wrestling smart and controlled and score when you can. And also, you know, some of us are maybe in between, you know, or you might wrestle a little bit more this way one match, a little bit more this way. But if you watch most of the top college guys, they're smart and controlled, and then they score. They wrestle in sprints, and there's video clips on here too about the whole philosophy of wrestling in sprints that I learned from Kenny Monday years ago. Advice I did not take. I probably should have. But you know, you reflect back. It's pretty good advice for a lot of us. But you know, as far as bottom position, if you hold your base and then wrestle in sprints, that's going to be your best option of getting away. And if you're not getting away, it's probably because you're giving up your arms. So I'll do this all the time, you know, in our high school rooms, in our youth and middle school. I'll say, okay, bottom guy, you have 30 seconds to get away. Top guy, get set. Boom, I blow the whistle, and I will stop the watch at like 5 seconds, and I'll like freeze, don't move, and I scan the room, and never less than 30. Well, now once they get used to the drill, but you know, initially, 30 to 60% of the room will already have given up an arm within 5 seconds. You can try that drill; it will blow your mind. So, but they're not giving up their arm because their opponent's so awesome on top. They're giving up their arm because they don't care. It's not a focus for them, and that's a good drill. We also like to base out and hold position, and these are drills you've done at our wrestling camps and stuff. We top guy, you have 20 seconds to get a wrist. Bottom guy, you're stalling, you know, and we don't like to stall in wrestling, but right now we are. We're just holding position. I'm learning my body. I'm learning how that, hey, you know what? This guy can't get my arm if I make a conscious effort to keep him from getting it. And that really starts to teach kids how to wrestle rather than just drilling stupid moves and letting them roll around together, you know, and fight and get hot and sweaty. And, you know, I might win, I might lose. I might get pinned, I might pin you 3 times. You might get my wrist, I might get yours. You might not, I might not. It's just a free for all. We don't like that. We like controlled, smart, kind of scientific, getting better, moving down the line. And that's kind of the wrestling that I think is is what's going to lead to the college scholarships. And our kids have earned over $2 million in college wrestling scholarships at Perler Wrestling Academy. And we also help our campers and stuff as well. But I think that's what the college coaches are looking for.